Hi, I'm Frankie, and I'm 9 years old. I started climbing mountains when I was just 3, and since then, I've already climbed over 900 mountains all around the world. I'm the youngest Brit to summit Mount Olympus in Greece. I've climbed Mount Tootcal, reached Everest Base Camp, and I've even completed the Wainwright's Challenge, not once, but twice. Now I'm on a mission to become the youngest person to climb the highest peak in every European country. Every climb has been a huge adventure, and along the way I've raised thousands for charities while breaking records. But this podcast isn't just about me. It's about other amazing people who do great things, who move the mountains in their own lives, just like I do. So what are you waiting for? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. This is Frankie Moves the Mountains, and you can move them too. Today we're talking about someone super cool. His name is Richard Warren. He's part of the Wasdale Mountain Rescue Team, which means he goes up big, tall, scary mountains in the Lake District to help people who get stuck or hurt. And guess what? He's been doing this for almost 40 years. That's like forever compared to me. Richard's just got something really special called an OBE from the King. It's like a giant gold star for being amazing at helping people. He's done all kinds of jobs on his team. He's been the boss, the press guy who talks on TV and radio, even a drones officer. Basically, if there's a job, Richard's probably done it. And he's not just about rescues. He's always reminding people to be prepared before they go hiking. So don't forget your map, your boots, or your snacks, because Richard doesn't want you to get into trouble. But let me tell you how I first met Richard. When I was just 7 years old, I did something pretty crazy. I climbed all the Wainwrights, every single one. And after that, I thought, okay, what's next? Let's go even higher, and let's do it to help people. So I picked Mount Olympus in Greece, the tallest mountain there. I climbed all the way to the top, became the youngest Brit to stand on the summit, and raised over £3,000 for Wasdale Mountain Rescue. And that's when I first met Richard Warren. He's one of the heroes of Wasdale Mountain Rescue, and meeting him was the start of a really special friendship. Today, I want to share Richard's story because Richard Warren isn't just a mountain rescuer, he's a true mountain rescue hero! Frankie Moves the Mountains, proudly brought to you by Axiom Joint Venture. Right, so I heard about the OBE. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, Frankie, I could, but it came as such a big surprise to me. Sometimes, people who've done good stuff for charity, they might get an MBE, which is a member of the British Empire, which is a fantastic, recognition. But when the letter came through the front door and it said OBE, that's an officer of the British Empire, I thought, this is marvellous. Not just for me, but also for everybody in Mountain Rescue and my dear wife, Carol, because she's put up with me for so long being in Mountain Rescue. So it's a fantastic thing, and I'm looking for it. I haven't got it yet. Well, I've been awarded it, but I haven't been to the palace yet to pick it up.
So how did it feel whenever you got it? Was it like, were you shocked or?
Well, it was a mixture. I was very, very shocked, surprised, and then very tearful, because it's just such a sensational thing to be given. Just comes out of the blue. You don't know who's put your name forward. It's just fantastic. Fantastic for the family.
And may I also ask, what's the difference between an MBE and an OBE?
An MBE is usually awarded for recognition of what you do for your local community and the area where you do it. And then if you do just a little bit more, and I did quite a lot for Cumbria as a whole, but I also did quite a lot in Mountain Rescue nationally to move things along. So I think that's why I got an OBE. And then if you do even more internationally, sometimes they'll recognise you with a knighthood. Now, I'm not expecting to be called, Sir Richard. Yeah,
Sir Richard the Great.
Sir Richard the Great. No, it would be lovely to be Richard the Great, but no, I'm quite happy just to be Richard Warren, Wasdale Mountain Rescue Team.
Yeah. Whenever you do go to the palace, or wherever you go to collect your OBE, tell me if you bump into Princess Charlotte, because I might have a little crush.
You've got a crush. I don't think Princess Charlotte will be there, but I'm hoping Prince William will be there.
How's day-to-day life with going up the mountains all the time in Wasdale Mountain Rescue?
Well, I've been doing it for 40 years, a bit more now, and the first 40 years was fantastic, and then I injured my knee, and so I'm now recovering, and I've had a brand new knee put into my leg 3 weeks ago.
That would have hurt.
Well, it would have hurt, but they give me plenty of sedatives because it's supposed to be a very painful operation, and it's certainly painful recovering from it. So maybe in another 3 months, I'll be able to go up a mountain again and then get back on rescues.
What's your favourite part about Wasdale Mountain Rescue? Because there's all sorts of jobs.
There is. It doesn't matter what skill you've got, there's always a job for you. Now that I can't go on the mountains, the high mountains, because I'm recovering from the injury, I do everything from driving the boat to driving the vehicles, flying the drones. I can fly the drones from the road. But also when the team members go out on big searches that last till the early hours of the morning, I get in the car and I go to the local supermarkets and get the pizzas out for them and cook the pizzas. So, yeah, I'll take any job to support the team and the team members who go out because, I can sit in the base in a lovely warm room and they're out there in the pouring rain and the wind.
How has Wasdale Mountain Rescue changed since 40 years ago? Because it's a long time. That's like pretty much... I can't even do the maths. It's been like triple.
How old are you now?
9.
9,
That's
so
like
nearly four times.
More than 5 times. I
mean,
4.
Yeah. So how's it changed? When I joined, we used to do about 30 rescues every year. So not that many. And now we do about 170 rescues a year. So it's so busy for the team members. And everybody's a volunteer. Nobody gets paid. We love it because nobody gets paid. And I know you do what you do because you love it. And you don't get paid for what you do. But when you get a lot older, if you carry on, you'll start getting sponsorships to help with all the costs.
So like 30 and 180 is like a very big difference, like 6 times.
It is. It's a massive, massive difference. And it's a problem now because there's so many people who go up who don't really understand the risks they're taking. And you know the risks you take.
Tourists.
You know the risks because you've done all the Wainwrights.
Twice.
Yeah. You've also done Mount Olympus. Yeah. You've done many, many more. You've been to Morocco. You've been climbing mountains in Morocco as well, haven't you? And you've been to base camp. So you know the risks. But there's so many people who go up the mountains now who don't know the risks. They don't know what they don't know. And they don't take the right equipment. You know what the right equipment is. And they get themselves lost.
Yeah.
And then they have to dial 999 and ask for Cumbria police.
What would you say the main thing is? Is it like getting lost, breaking bones or things like that?
Most of our rescues in Wasdale, in fact, over half of them are on Scawfell Pike, the big mountain.
Yeah.
And of those, over half are people getting lost and missing. And people shouldn't get lost and missing. You haven't been lost and missing ever, have you, Frankie?
Nope.
No?
I mean, my dad has once a Purton Pike, but...
A Purton Pike?
When we were in...
That's only a baby mountain.
When we were in Poland, and we were trying to direct him from all the way to Poland because we had him on tracker.
Yeah.
And let's say he got himself even more lost. He nearly ended up all the way up Ilgill Head.
Oh, right. Well, we always say mountain rescuers, they never get lost. They just get a little misplaced.
Yeah.
We roughly know where we are and we know how to get out of trouble. But people who've never been up before, if they don't know where they are, that's it. They feel they're going to die on the mountain. They're not going to die on the mountain. They might if it's very, very cold.
And they might if they don't call mountain rescue.
They might if they don't call mountain rescue. So yes, it's very, very busy.
So children dream big. My dream is to climb to the top of Mount Everest. What was your biggest dream when you were a child?
Well, Frankie, I'm very impressed at your dreams. When I was a child, I used to build things. And I always used to, at Christmas time, get a set of Meccano. Every Christmas, I get a little bit more Meccano, and I used to love building things. And so as a child, I always dreamt that when I got older, I could be able to build things. So I moved from building little toys out of Meccano to becoming a civil engineer. And I ended up building factories.
Wow. What was your greatest memory from your childhood? If you were to close your eyes, what is the first childhood memory which comes to your mind?
Okay, so I have to close my eyes, Frankie, do I?
Yeah.
Right. I've got my eyes closed, and I remember my very, very first memory because I was 3 years old, so I was very young.
Wow.
And
Surprised you got that good of a memory.
I know. And when my father, at the end of the Second World War, my father went to North Africa to work for the Met Office. And I was born in Benghazi, which is in Libya. And my very first memory was when the family was returning to the United Kingdom. I was only 3 years old, and my brother was 18 months old. And I had two sisters who were older than me. And we all sat in a converted A40 Countryman, little van, with a little lean-to on the back of it. Mm-hmm. And I can visualize now exactly where I sat in the back of that van as we crossed the Sahara Desert.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my earliest memory. And people are always surprised I could remember that when I was 3 years old. I can't remember anything between then and now.
As this is Frankie Moves the Mountains podcast, I have to ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favourite mountain and why? Well, what was your favourite mountain? Because you got a bad knee now.
No, I can still have favourite mountains, even with a bad knee. But my favourite mountains, people think I would say Scawfell Pike, but I've been up Scawfell Pike so many times.
Yeah, it gets boring after a while. Like Urton Pike, I used to love it, but then I'm like, oh.
Not Urton Pike again.
Yeah.
So my favourite mountain is actually Great Gable. And Great Gable is at the head of Wasdale. And you've been up it. You like it?
Twice.
Yeah. And I like it because it's a really interesting mountain. So many people go up it thinking that they're climbing Scawfell Pike, and it's not the highest mountain. But I did a lot of my climbing on there when I was younger. I remember climbing a Nape's Needle. Nape's Needle is a fantastic piece of rock.
I know what it is. I really want to go. I've already done Pillar Rock.
That's good. And can you remember who climbed, the first person to climb Nape's Needle?
No idea. Never knew.
Well,
don't know.
It was a really important event. It was Walter Parry Heskett Smith. And he climbed that 140 years ago in 1886.
So presumably he didn't have a rope or anything?
He was on his own. And he had to tell his mates back in the valley bottom he'd climbed it. And so that they would know he'd climbed it, he took his handkerchief out and he put a stone on it at the very top. So that was called the birthplace of British climbing.
So did he have a rope or anything?
There's no point in having a rope if you're on your own. So he had to be very careful. And I've climbed that, and I've climbed it with a couple of other mates.
With a
And-
rope, presumably.
Oh, with a rope, yeah. It's a very, very tricky little climb. And on the top of it, there's a big slab, and it's about the size of this room. So it's only just big enough for 3 people. And it wobbles. And you're high up in the mountain. And it's really, really tricky to come off it as well. So one of these days, you'll climb it, I think.
Yeah. So have you got a rough idea? Because I can imagine that this is really sad, but that if people didn't have ropes back then, that people had tried to attempt to climb it, how many people died?
Well, I can't think of anybody who's died climbing it. There were some really tragic accidents in the early days on Scawfell. And yes, there's tragedies on Scawfell Pike and all the mountains in the Lake District.
What were the old ones on the Scarfell?
The old
Pike?
ones, I know on Scarfell there was a group, I think it was 4 climbers that climbed, and they were all tied to a rope, same rope, and one of them fell. And they all fell to their death, which is tragic. And they're buried in the little church, St. Olaf's Church at the head of Wasdale. So if you go up there, and I know you go up there a lot, Frankie, go into a little churchyard and you can see the memorial stones for them.
Mm-hmm. And finally, question for me. Is there any question you would like to ask me? Fire away.
Far away. Oh, but you've done so much, Frankie, haven't you already? And how old are you?
9.
9.
Nearly 10.
So I suppose my question would be, most people, in fact, everybody I know, including all the best climbers in the world, yes, they do the sort of things you do when they get a lot older. Now, when are you going to climb Everest?
I want to do it when I'm 10, but
Well, they won't let you do it when you're 10, will they?
my mum probably would. My mum. I mean, I had a plan to do it when I was 10, but my mum probably won't let me.
No, I think it's a good decision
I
on
wanna-
your part.
I want to have a set record that's unbeatable.
Well, I think the way you're going, you'll probably be breaking all sorts of records, Frankie. I think that my question for you is, when you've achieved all these things, by the time you're probably 18 or 19 years old, which is a young adult, there'll be nothing left for you to do. So have you thought about what you might do afterwards? Are you going to...
Try break the record of most times climbing Everest.
Oh, you're going to climb it many times?
I want to.
Well, if there's anybody who's going to do it, I suspect it will be you, but Everest is a really, really dangerous mountain. So my advice, and I've never climbed it, my advice would, if you are going to do it once, yeah, and then find something else that's a little bit safer.
Nah.
Hmm?
I don't really want to do that, being completely honest.
No, that's fine.
I like being dangerous.
You like being, taking risks is healthy, it's good. You've just got
No
to...
risk, no reward.
That's it. No risk, no reward. But then you've always got to think about the risks, and you've also got to think about the family as well. Because although you might be getting great pleasure, you've got your mum and your dad and friends who worry about you. So you've got to think about them as well. Mm-hmm. I think you'll be really, really good at climbing Everest. I wish I was a lot younger. I would climb it. But don't tell my wife. She would hate it if I climbed Everest.
Yeah. And final question. What's your favourite quote or saying? And why?
My favourite quote? That's a really, really challenging question. I suppose the one that comes to mind, and there's a Latin for it, but it's called seize the day. Yeah, seize the day. In other words, if you want to do something, you do it. I like the idea of suddenly thinking, I want to do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go and do it. Yeah. And you'll be good at that because you know the risks that you're taking. Yeah. So seize the day. Don't wait for the next week or the month. Just go and do it.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, can you just give a quick little a link to if people want to maybe donate to Wasdale Mountain Rescue or something?
Oh, that's kind. That's very kind. Well, I think the easiest thing is for people to go onto our website, which is simple. It's Wasdale Mountain Rescue Team, and there's a donate button there. Or that we've got a shop now. People can go into the Wasdale Mountain Rescue Team shop and buy things. There's some great books that can be bought about mountain rescue. Let people know exactly what to do.
Right, so thank you so much for coming, Richard. It was such a lovely time. Hope your knee gets better. Hope I'll see you soon again. And finally, Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much, Frankie. And a happy Christmas to you and your family.